Hello, everyone. Welcome to the next session of All Quiet on the Serisian front. Before we get into the actual game, let's go ahead and give somebody an opportunity for inspiration with a recap as to what happened last time. Any volunteers? Anybody?
I mean, I can give a basic summary.
Okay.
Oh my God. Can I? We woke up at this windmill that we were kind of like camping out at with the understanding that we were going to go with the dwarves and help them with their weird monster problem. Because the whole reason they apparently attacked us in the first place was because they thought our Brahma would help level their playing field against this creature. But we fought back harder than they anticipated, and we ended up coming to like an impasse and decided that, if we help them solve this problem, they agreed that they would help us get to Gorgonfell. So we were like, fine, you water under the bridge, really. And just before we left, water under the destroyed bridge. Thanks, guys. Just before we left, there was a bit of talking. Joe pulled Zed aside and asked if he understood the weird druid customs that might exist in the world. And he was like, I kind of knew some like, shaman type elders growing up, but I don't really have experience with druids. So Joe just came out with it and said, Astrocus me, I don't really know what that was. Do you have any insight? And I think Zed was not helpful at all. He just laughed and thought it was funny. And then walked away before Joe could really get to the crux of her issue. It seemed she really wanted to talk about something specific, but Zed ended the conversation before that happened. And Joe figured, okay, I'll talk to him again later. Was there any other conversation that happened before we left? Because I'm not remembering. Or did we just get in the Brahma
We
and
just
head
got
out?
moving after that.
Yeah, we
Okay.
just got going.
Oh, right. So we got moving. We got to the entrance to the cave system, the tunnel that was plagued by this monster, and went quite deep in before we finally encountered the problem. And it was this face flare, this Dura, is that what they called it?
Duro.
Duro. It seems it had taken some of the corpses of the dwarves it had killed and was like messing with them in some way to make little spawn lings that spit acid, and we engaged in battle, and it didn't appear immediately, but it seemed to like go through the ethereal plane and like appeared and disappeared, and it was terrifying and made of faces. And we fought it, and it was very powerful, and
Astra used Regal, if I'm not mistaken.
Astra did attune to Regal ahead of the fight, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Which was probably a good call, although the face flare wasn't an undead, so...
No, but I couldn't see it when other people could.
In the ethereal.
Precisely. It precisely so Astra could see where it was moving, where others couldn't. And it was taking some names. It hadn't killed anybody yet, but it was
messed up the dwarves in the beginning.
It was kicking the asses of the people outside the Brahma, and Joe was so grateful that she was inside it, because she was like, whew, that would have been messy if I had been outside of it. However, her hubris wouldn't last long, because it seemed to have a special ability where it like phased into the Brahma and attacked her directly, and in one fell swoop with like there was 2 natural 20. Well, there was 3 natural 20s on 2 attacks. Like there was a natural 20, and then we made it at disadvantage, and it rolled a natural 20 again. So I guess it was just meant to be. And Joe's face was removed, as per its modus operandi, and died then and there. The rest of the party continued to fight it, with the hopes of maybe retrieving Joe's face and revivifying her, because we had the means to do so. After the fight had concluded, one of the dwarves blew himself up, which was, noble sacrificey. He seemed to just be like, fuck this thing. Afterwards, a bag of gems was flung at the dwarves to see if they could find enough diamond material for Revivify, and they succeeded. But while they were doing that, the rest of the party was like looking for Joe's face amongst the many, many other faces that comprised this creature. And it basically came down to a dice roll to see if they had grabbed the right one.
A couple dice rolls.
Right.
What do you
There was a
mean?
couple dice rolls. And then a face was slapped on Joe's body and Revivify was cast. Unfortunately, it was not the right one, so the face just kind of slid off. The really fucked up thing is Joe did come back, but she did not have any holes to breathe out of and was suffocating, so Astra put her out of her misery. And
That's
because
not going to have any lasting repercussions.
no, that's like not traumatic at all. So,
No.
ironically, Astra also was still wearing Regal, which means that she could see all of the ghosts that surrounded them, particularly the dwarves that had died recently because of this creature. But Joe was there as well, and Joe seemed to spend like her last few moments focusing on Astra, gave her a little kiss goodbye, and then seemed to just turn and walk away because nothing else could have been done.
Also not traumatic.
Well, maybe you
couldn't
should have
Astra
actually
see
talked
that?
to her.
Yeah.
Yes, she could.
Oh, yeah.
Astra was the
I
only
watched
one
her
who could
give
see
me
that.
a kiss. Yeah. That's good.
Yep.
That's good. She's not broken or anything.
Oh, this is gonna be good. And I think that's where we left the session.
Yep.
That's
kind of
exactly
still
where we
reeling.
left the session.
That is where we pick up. And
Oh.
Pen, you have earned a point of inspiration.
You didn't answer my question
The
I sent
answer
you a
is
few
yes.
minutes ago. Yes. Okay, thank you.
So,
Also, I believe Ricky is back at the camp or back at the windmill.
I wouldn't have left her.
no.
No.
She just wasn't in the fight. Right.
Oh, okay.
You could say she was, but didn't
This
take
is
any.
hand-
Yeah, we
waiting.
just didn't run her because we didn't want to get her killed. I think.
Right. We
Fair
came
enough.
to that conclusion.
Let's say she did some fighting. She did some blows. Everything.
And she came out in good shape.
Yeah, Ricky's here somehow. Don't worry about the details. I'm not going to. As I pull
I'm
you
worried.
Whoa,
Look at me.
as the
Goodbye,
Rascal's
Brahma.
Revenge goes flying out the map.
Understandable.
Yeah, it doesn't want to be here. As we pick up right where we left off, Joe is slain. It has only just happened. The cave, the tunnel inside the Raykar Gate, as the dwarves have called it, echoes with the dripping of blood and the sounds of the dwarves and yourselves in the awkward silence immediately following. What do you do?
Astra just kind of sitting there with Joe's body just slumped over it.
Ren, who was trying to find the correct face, kind of backs up away from Astra and takes a seat right next to the Brahma and just sits.
Roll me a perception check, Ren.
Funny.
In the moments of quiet, you hear a banging. It sounds as though someone is thumping on something made of metal. It's coming from ahead of you, farther into the Raykar Gate.
Sword still in hand, he props himself up with it, brings himself to a standing position. There's something behind, something metal, a door maybe, up ahead.
Which direction?
He points northward. That's where it came from, right?
Yes.
Sounds like knocking.
The darkness fades that the marksman was trying to uphold.
Zed kind of tries to lift himself up against Brahma as he wind up sitting down in defeat and wounds all over. kind of just holding himself together a little bit. Anybody, any of your people, you think that is, you're expecting? Says to like the dwarf leader.
Sergeant Ironman looks at you and he says in rough common, "There might be survivors hidden in this checkpoint if they hold up."
Oh, I'm with the Brahma. 1 second. He's gonna like he's feeling it. He's hurt. He's emotionally fucking damaged at this point now. He's gonna start making his way over there, kind of like holding his side and slow walking.
Whoa.
Reynold, side by side with you.
Ricky, what are you doing?
I mean, I think Ricky's just sobbing quietly. Like Ricky's the only remaining person from the original group, so I think Joe's death would have been extremely traumatic for Ricky. If I could have grabbed I wouldn't have wanted Joe's gun, but her hat or just something, I think I'd just be holding it and probably quietly sobbing, honestly.
Okay. You could have grabbed either. Her body is prone in front of the Brahma.
So I'll have her hat.
Okay. Aaron does not go with you guys up toward the gate. Astra, what are you doing?
After a moment of quiet, Astra is just going to look around at everybody as they're going off to look. She's going to turn into a giant badger. She's going to pick Joe up and carry her off to the side and start digging a hole in badger form.
Okay. You
And
turn into a giant badger. Excuse me while I didn't have a giant badger.
Sorry, gotta keep you on your toes.
Oh no, I did have one. Haha! Here it is. Okay. You collect Joe's body as a giant badger and you carry it where? Indicate on the map?
Over here, it's probably in this little crevice, the deepest part.
Okay. As soon as you do that, as soon as you pick up her body, Aaron would say, "Wait a minute, you can't bury her."
I just snarl at her as a badger.
"I will shoot you, you fucking pig nose."
I don't listen, I just carry her over there. She could shoot me.
Ren looks over, hearing Aaron shout.
Yeah, Aaron's chasing a badger carrying Joe's body.
At least see if she has a death note or some sort of letter.
Yeah, fucking morbid as she would have one.
Can't say anything. I'm a badger.
She...
Yeah, but you understand, right?
Yeah?
Okay.
I'm still digging the hole. I wouldn't just throw her in the hole first. Jesus.
It doesn't...
All right.
She is resting on the side while I dig.
Okay. Aaron will search Joe's person to find any sort... she's basically looking for a last will or letter or something. Hold on. With an 18, pen.
Mm-hmm.
What does Aaron find?
Someone should jot this down.
Okay. Hold on.
If it's Aaron, that's, but someone. Because you might want to take some of these things.
I can do it in my inventory for now, and then we'll sort it out later.
Okay. I have an all-purpose tool +2. I have Brazen Edge, the Sentient Sword. I have Mithril Half Plate. a stone of good luck.
Ayun one?
Just a luck stone.
Just a luck stone.
Okay.
I have 30 rounds of +1 ammunition. I have an amaranthine pepper box. I have a amaranthine revolving rifle. 35 magical fire ammunition. I don't have no idea where this came from. A chunk of jade?
Oh yeah, that's from Jasper, the mechanical bird that Ash had.
Oh. Okay. I have a Kraber over-under pistol. A lantern of tracking undead from Ash.
Very useful.
Which would have been
Oh, would that have dematerialized without Ash?
yeah.
Oh,
it
never
would.
mind. I didn't have that then. I didn't
It's
realize
gone.
that was one of your infusions.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I never used it, thankfully. And 2 potions of healing. Regular. And finally, for personal effects, there is a letter and a locket.
As soon as Erin pulls out the letter and she looks at this locket, she thumps the badger like on the shoulder and she says, "See? You would have just tossed this in a hole." She looks at the letter. And while that's happening, Zed, Ren, you are accompanied by Scout Durgy, Sergeant Ironband. Copperback and Rouge are dealing with their own dead. So you have these two with you. Ricky, are you staying by the Brahma? Are you moving towards Aaron and Astra? Or are you moving with Zed and Ren?
I think when I hear that they've heard knocking, I think that'll like it'll kind of like shake me out of it a little bit. And I'll go ahead and put Joe's hat on my head and then pick up my axe. I'm gonna do I not rage, but I'm gonna be very angry and start heading in the direction with the rest of them towards the knocking.
Okay. So you move up towards these fellows.
Yep.
I'll move you.
I'll look back at Ricky and kind of just like head nod.
I'll like with a like the back of my hand rub like a tear out of my eye and then just like nod my head.
He recognizes, he acknowledges, kind of just bobs again and keeps it moving. You see distraught on his face and he's trying to hold it back. No tears or anything, but he looks like he's fucking right there. Where'd you hear from? Which side?
You can still hear it. Actually, as you approach, there is one door here, and you see the gate is open. Both large gates are open. The farther gate is more halfway open and looks broken. That is not how it is supposed to be. But you do see there is a metal door right on the ping that is closed and rattling, as if it sounds like someone is trying to open it from the other side.
Ren will nod over to that door.
Before we actually get up to the door, Zed will say from a distance, "Who's in there? State your name."
I might only speak Taurish.
The captain, the sergeant looks at you, And he says something in Dwarvish as he's climbing around the sandbags of the checkpoint. There is no response. You just hear the door, like, it sounds like someone is trying to get out of it, louder and louder. As what before just sounded like a gentle knocking, now it sounds like someone is yanking back and forth on the handle that would open the door.
And I'll kind of put my hand up. Be prepared for a fight. I can't front line this. Anybody got the strength to open it?
Ricky
Potential
probably.
fight.
The sergeant looks to Deary and nods, who does move up to the door.
I'm gonna cast comprehend languages on myself, just so I can hear what they're saying if they
Okay.
are saying things.
You heard him. Okay, if you comprehend languages, the sergeant says in Dwarvish, "Open the door slow. Be ready for anything."
I think Ricky would probably walk right up there too, to the door.
Okay.
Ren will stand like a little bit away. He's kind of hurt, so he's gonna ready a firebolt just in case.
But as Ricky passes Zed, he kind of like slowly puts an arm on her arm and looks at her and just says, "Protect yourself," and like doesn't stop her or anything. Just like it's just like a warning.
Yeah, Ricky kind of nods, but like I'm locked in at this point. I've gone from sad to angry, so just nod and keep going straight for the door.
Okay. A moment. The door, as you're approaching it, you see that the handle, like the actual operating mechanism that opens the door, which is like it's like a metallic knob that looks more like the knob from a safe than it does a door. And as you approach it, Durgi looks at you, nods, and he reaches over and he spins the knob. And as the knob spins, for a moment, it's just like spinning freely, and then it seems to lock in a closed position. And the next time there is a of the door being shoved and yanked, the door is cast open, and you see two more of these flare younglings surge out of the door. And I need you three to roll me initiative immediately.
Does my firebolt trigger?
Your held action does trigger. Go ahead and cast it.
Okay. Don't have advantage, do I?
It's not surprise.
Okay. 13.
13 barely misses.
Oh. Okay. All right.
Their AC is 14.
What the fuck is
Gotcha.
Let me refresh 1 second. Did my roll go through?
I don't see one.
Is it on the game logs?
Do you need to reload your Foundry?
No, I'm gonna reload my D&D page because my
Alright.
D&D page is acting really slow. I still have fucking didn't show anything. Alright, I'm just gonna roll. I get a D8 from the whatchamacallit I cast earlier.
Go ahead.
Plus 2.
Just roll it up and let me know your total.
Yeah. A 9 plus 2. 11.
Okay. Alright. It's Durgi's turn first. He finds himself in point blank with one of these creatures, and he's going to fire his rifle, and then try and follow up with a short sword attack. See how he do. That's a natural 1 on the rifle. Let me roll to see if it misfires. It does not. He just misses. He follows up with a short sword attack. Yeah, good start. The short sword attack misses with a 10. Durgi moves himself in. He looks in, and you hear him shout to the commander in Dwarvish, "Another! In farther!" As he rolls around the corner. It's now this youngling's turn. Its head, you watch as it like whips around and tracks Durgi, is going to puke spit right at him. It only just misses you, Ren, as it follows him in his movement, but does not hit you.
All right.
Durgi does get hit. For 12 points of acid damage. And then it's going to hit him with a claw attack. And miss. So, that's what happens as soon as the door opens. Durgi whips around, and this youngling comes out vomiting spit and slashing. The firebolt going a little high. Ricky, it's now your turn. You see one of these younglings surging outward.
Okay. DM, I would expect Ricky would have a rage or two left after the last battle, but thought I would check with you first.
Yeah, you have at least one.
Okay, so I'm gonna rage, flank, and just swing.
Okay.
At this dude.
You remember they are hardy. They're annoyingly difficult to damage.
Okay. I think Ricky's angry enough that it doesn't matter.
Sure. Makes sense. 22 certainly hits. Okay, you deal 9 points of slashing damage, but it is halved. That's your first attack. What else do you do?
I'm gonna attack again. But I think I'll use the right weapon this time. I'm gonna use my great axe.
Fair enough.
What that last one should have been.
Oh, that certainly hits. Okay, 18 points of slashing damage. Okay, so 9. I need you to roll me a dex save.
A dex save.
You have an advantage because you see where it's coming from.
Okay.
You succeed. Don't worry about it. You see acid like out of its body from the slashing damage. You just get out of the way.
Yeah, and I imagine like Ricky is like moving from like sadness to anger and the rage and just kind of just hacking at this thing while screaming.
That's fair. Sergeant Ironband is going to move here to try and get a better angle on what is going on. He raises his own rifle. And fires it upon the youngling. He misses. He's going to slam another shell into the breach and fire again. I only have to hit an AC 14, and it is so difficult. I roll 14 to hit. Okay. Goodness gracious. He deals 4 points of damage. And he's going to second wind. Because he's very low. Okay. He heals for 14. Zed. It's your turn.
Scene 2, I'm gonna kinda... I'm fine right here. Just hand on his side, holding the cuts and the wounds. He's gonna fucking put his hand up in 2nd level Chaos Bolt.
Okay. Roll the spell attack.
16.
Yeah, that hits. Let's see what happens.
Did I do my doubles?
I don't see double. I see 1 and a 7.
I saw 2. 1 second. Where is my game log thing not popping up? So I rolled 7, 1, and I don't know which it picks because it didn't fucking click.
So it's either acid or psychic, and it chose psychic for you.
Okay, so psychic, 15 points of damage.
As psychic damage is dealt to it, you notice it does more damage than you would have expected. These creatures are vulnerable to psychic.
Very nice.
So it takes 30 points of damage.
What you see is just like slowly lifts up his arm and just this dark, deep purple just swirls around his arm and just lashes out like almost like tendrils and just spikes through.
As the energy slams into this youngling, the youngling's head rears back and it screeches in a voice with vocal cords that have been mostly dissolved by its own acid. It's just, "Ah!" It sounds horribly ghastly. It looks like it hurt a lot as it's almost brought to its knees.
I'm going to. How's Durgy looking?
Durgy looks mostly okay. He's above half. He's at like 3/4 health right now.
I'm gonna take a step over. I'm going to touch Ren. I'm with the bonus action. I will put my arms on his shoulder and just give him a nod, like be fucking safe. And I'm gonna do Fey Gift Hospitality. We get 6 temp HP each.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm going to move back. That's my turn.
Okay. Ren, you're up.
Okay. Still pretty low. Yeah. He's just gonna do another firebolt. So you want to? He saw the spit kind of fly when Ricky was attacking.
Okay.
There
You
we
hit.
go. 18.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah, 15 points of damage.
This youngling, slammed with the fire damage, suddenly basically folds over in on itself and slows onto the ground, dead. Acid pooling all on the floor.
He is going to back up and see if there is anything else coming from this direction.
Roll perception.
Okay.
With a natural 20, you are confident. The only sound you hear is the fight that's going on right now.
Okay.
Oh. Kala is waiting to hop in. Okay, we move on. So, you firebolt that one youngling. It is destroyed, and you are confident nothing is appearing from the other gate. And that is your turn.
Yep.
The other youngling, the last one, surges forward. It sees Ricky and Durgy. It sees you two farther away. And it's going to acid splash Ricky. Ricky, it's going to spit acid at you.
Yeah.
Does a 19 hit you?
Yep.
Okay, you take... Let's see here. 8 points of acid damage.
Okay.
And then it's going to claw attack at you. Does a 14 hit you?
Nope.
Then it misses you with that. That's it. It's now Durgee's turn. Durgee, short sword out, saw what happened when you slashed at it. He puts it away and he pulls out his rifle. And he rolls another natural 1. Let me see if he misfires again. He does not misfire. He just misses. He slams another round into the breach and tries again. And he does not misfire this time. He hits with a 14. Goodness gracious. Okay, he deals 16 points of piercing damage, which is halved. And that's his turn. Ricky, we're up to you.
Yep, I go ahead and swing with my great axe.
You do not have flanking this time. Do you, Reckless?
Yes, I'll do reckless if I don't have flanking.
Go ahead.
Ugh.
17 hits.
Okay.
Uh, 16 points of slashing damage. That means 8 points. Roll me a dexterity save, please.
Okay. With advantage.
Yes, because you see it coming. DC is like 12. You hit 12 exactly. Okay, nothing happens.
Okay. Swing again.
Go for it. Uh, 22 goes right through. Go ahead and roll damage. Okay, 19 points of slashing damage, reduced to 9. Roll me another dexterity save. At advantage,
Yep.
please. You succeed. Again. Don't worry about it. Like, acid is splashing up towards you, but you've, like, gotten down the pattern of where you're hitting and where the acid is splashing out. Okay, Sergeant Ironman's turn. He's going to move here. He shoots straight down the line. And he hits with a 14 on the die. Okay, 5 points of piercing damage. He reloads, and he fires again. He misses. Zed, it's your turn.
It's just gonna kind of creep over. He looks like he's about to charge up. Another chaos bolt, and he just like looks so fatigued and hurt, and he's just gonna let off some Eldritch blasts.
Okay.
He looks like he's charging it up, and he just
Changes
him
his
loose.
mind. Okay.
Yeah, doesn't have the strength in him right now. 22 to hit.
22 hits.
12 force.
Force cuts right through.
25.
That hits.
6 force.
Okay.
And he ducks back.
Ren.
Okay.
This young one looks pretty frail.
Yeah, let's just make this guaranteed. No roll to hit. First level, magic missile.
Oh, okay. Roll it. 3d4 plus 4? Or you can roll 1d4 plus 1 4 times. Or 3 times.
3d4 plus 3. Since it's 3
Right,
darts,
yes. I can't do math. Go ahead.
Yeah? All right, 11.
Okay. How do you do this?
Ren's similarly tired to Zed, and he just he's done this so many times, and he just does the motions for a magic missile, and then he just sends them all out, and they all converge in the same spot into this youngling's chest and just blow a hole right through it.
The youngling is blown open and slumps forward and then splows onto the ground, falling apart in a pool of acid. And with that, combat is over. There is some sighs of relief, even though the threat here was much less than what there was before. Everyone looks appropriately tense as to what happens. Meanwhile, down by Joe's body, Erin has retrieved all of her personal effects, including a letter and a locket. The first thing Erin does is she opens the locket and looks at it. What does she see?
There is, I guess, pictures, like photo pictures or replications of images. That's an artificer thing in Amaranth, isn't it?
That's an artificer thing, period.
Is it an easily accessible or potentially accessible thing in this time period in the area Joe grew up, or would it make more sense for it to be a painting?
I see. It would make more sense for it to be a painting.
Okay, then it would be a painted image. In the locket, it would have been an image of an adult male half-orc, and like propped up in his arm, like on his hip, would have been a young girl that looked a lot like Joe. Probably 5 or 6 years old.
Oh, look at the little shit. Is there anything else in the locket?
That's it. It's just a picture.
She holds the little picture in front of Astra the Badger's nose. Look.
He sniffs it to give recognition.
And then she pulls open the envelope.
Oh. Okay. There is writing on the outside of the envelope before you get into the contents of it. And the envelope says, "To whomever comprises the crew of the Rasgar's Revenge at the time of my death."
Oh, shit. Hold on. Hold on. Wait! Ran! Zap!
We're
Ricky,
we're clear over. We're clear over here.
Get back
We're
here!
clear. Just you're in trouble, and he'll kind of like pick up the pace, and before even finishing his sentence, start like jogging over as best he can. Where they at? Where they at?
Ren,
Like hand up.
Ren turns to Sergeant Ironband, and he'll say, "This is your territory. Assume you got this."
And he's basically like giving orders to Durgy, and they're begin clearing the area.
How
Gotcha.
hurt are you, Zed?
I'm pretty hurt. I got like 10 HP.
Ricky, what are you doing? When you hear Erin calling for you and you're raging, what do you do now that these monsters are destroyed?
I mean, I think I like turn in a rage still. Like if I can see, I don't know if I can see from like this far or not, but if I can see that they're like standing over Joe's body and like waving something, I think I would like, grab the set of herbs I have around my neck and smell them to like calm myself down so I can like go over to see what's going on.
Okay, so you get yourself centered and then make your way back.
Yep. Yeah, I calm the rage.
All right. So, as you guys are making your way back, Erin is standing next to a badger that you recognize as probably Astra, because it's a badger out here. The badger was digging a hole. I don't know if Astra
If
still
I am
is.
finished digging the hole, I would turn back into Astra.
It didn't take you long. Like,
Yeah.
as a giant badger, it takes you no time at all to dig a hole. So,
Okay.
you turn back into Astra?
Yeah, once everybody gets back around, I turn back into Astra.
Okay. Then you see Astra standing over Joe's body with a hole next to her, and Erin is standing also next to Joe's body and holding a letter that she's waving back and forth and shouting at you all. It's to all of you!
As Zed kind of realizes that they're not actually in danger, kind of realizing what it is, he slows up the pace a little bit. Just still distraught look on his face, trying to keep a straight of a face as possible. And he'll start walking over.
Aaron looks down at the handwritten letter, and then she looks up at Astra. Read it.
Kind of just shake my head no.
Aaron looks
If it makes
furious for a moment.
If it makes it easier, I can read it. You all know her well before I did.
Right, it's personal for her.
He walks
She
over
said
and
she
grabs
liked
it.
her, so she's got to read it.
Give me the fucking thing, and I just
Aaron,
reached hand out to take it.
Pen,
Hmm?
what does it say?
Are you reading it out loud, Astra?
if you don't, I'm gonna tell you too.
Yeah, I read it out loud.
Then this is going to be amazing. I'm still going to read it in Joe's voice.
Yeah, that's fine.
So below the line that says, to whomever is part of the Rasgar's crew, it says, please hand deliver this letter and whatever is left of my body into the hands of Torrin Walsh of Black Powder. This is my final request. And then if you open the letter, it says, Torrin, I'm sorry it had to be this way. In a better world, we could have been happy. But if it's any consolation, I died fighting for that better world. So someone else might have the chance we didn't. I love you, but I don't regret leaving. There was only one way this was going to end for me. I hope you find that happy wife you deserve. I'll always wish that could have been me. Bury whatever's left of me with Daddy. Even if it's a finger or just a scrap of my uniform. I want to be next to him. On that little hill beneath the big willow we used to climb as kids. Even someone like me might just find peace there. Yours, always, even now, Joe.
Oofa.
You'll hear like a loud sob from Ricky, like as Astra finishes reading that.
Yeah, I read it, huh?
I'll kind of like put my hand out for the letter, so you don't have to hold it anymore, Astra.
I give it to you.
He'll seal it back up, tuck it in his pocket.
Sorry. I didn't know she had anyone.
None of us did. If it's any consolation, Astra. No, it's not, but before we left off this morning, and he like looks for the words, he just nods his head and says, she cared. She cared. Like, hand on the shoulder.
Sure she did. Sure she did.
I will say, the letter is folded and creased in such a way that it's clearly been opened and closed many times, and it looks older. Like she's had it in her pocket for a long time.
Don't know. We could take the... Everything stops a little bit. We could take the whole body back.
She's staying here. That's non-negotiable.
I agree. We do need to bring We need to fulfill her wish and bring something back. I would grab the locket.
Aaron
You can have
passes it to
that.
you.
Grab the locket. I kind of take the note back out and like tuck it back in the envelope with it, right in the breast pocket.
It's gonna help me put her in the hole. I can't lift her.
Don't you worry, mate.
We gotta stake her.
Well,
We do. I got it. I fucking got it. And he kind of like, you see the tears almost coming through on this end, and he kind of just holds it back.
real quick,
Ren-
out of character question. Staking her just does what?
It makes it much harder for them to be brought back as an undead.
But has no effect on a resurrection spell?
No,
Would Astra...
if a resurrection or reincarnation is cast, staking does nothing.
Okay, that's Astra would let that happen.
As you go to pick up the body, Ren will just put a gentle hand on your shoulder. You need help?
No, I gotta do it.
I put my hand on his shoulder, but I don't say anything. I give him a 3rd level cure wounds.
Thank fuck for that.
Thank fucking God.
You
Good
guys
roll,
with HP.
As Ren's fingers leave your shoulder, it'll come with a guidance.
I'm gonna do. Only real sword I have or stake I have is Brazen Edge. As we get her in the hole, I'm assuming, Ricky, do you help?
Yeah, I would come over to help.
As we get back, get her in the hole and everything, I try to hover my body over so that like it's as covered as possible, and I gently and forcefully just push it through slowly and try to like keep myself hovered over so nobody really has to see.
Which sword are you doing that with?
Brazen Edge,
Okay.
the short sword.
Joe,
Yo.
somewhere out over the Serisian wastes and wilds, your soul is suddenly captured.
The fuck is this? What is Brazen Edge?
You didn't know?
No, what is it?
It stores souls.
Shut the fuck up.
That's literally what it does.
Did I know
We
this?
all knew
Like,
that,
Ed
though.
knows
We've
that?
seen her use it before, haven't we?
You haven't used it
What-
in
Most
anything
traumatic
alive.
Holy shit. I personally forgot because
Well-
it's been a while. I was gonna say if Zed would have known, he definitely would have done it, but if Zed didn't know, it's
I
staying
don't
through.
think it's
I
come
think-
up because you haven't been using it against anything alive.
I do think Joe mentioned that it.
Because it talked, and then she got somebody else in there. It was something dead and hungry or whatever, and he bitched about it.
Yeah, that happened.
There
But
was
did
a
Joe-
boulette in there.
It was a bullet, yeah.
Yeah, the boulette.
So, Zed, with that knowledge, would you have done that?
If Zed known, no, hell no.
Okay.
I personally forgot. But if you tell me that she never brought it up, then yeah, he would have done it if he didn't know. But if he knew, he's not stealing her soul. He wants her to have her peace.
I don't think. I mean,
Yeah.
I truly don't remember how much Joe talked about it.
I know they talked about.
Can we
the
make
boulette.
a roll for it?
Uh,
Can I roll persuasion to persuade the DM to roll for it?
no, it's fine. The fact that you had Brazen Edge in the party for a while, I'm going to say that it's unlikely it would not have come up.
Mhm.
So, Zed, just give me a history check, DC 10.
Okay.
You have guidance.
I have guide. Oh, well, I got it on the nose, anyways.
Okay.
Yeah, you remember Brazen Edge captures souls.
just reluctantly grabs Brazen Edge and just not thinking with everything going on, and he looks down and kind of just fucking throws it to the side.
I
The
You
guy
hear
that's like
rude.
I I pull out my
I-
scimitar and I offer it to Zed.
He goes, nah. He takes out the all-purpose tool.
Oh, that works.
Yeah, and assuming it's like a screwdriver, whatever the fuck tool, it could be any tool, and he does the same thing. Hovers over,
You're like twisting
slowly in,
through it.
and
It's like screwdriver, saw, pitch, fork, putty knife. And then finally it pops out like
stick.
a steak, and you're like, okay.
Okay, cool. How the fuck this thing work? And he just slowly hovers over, quick in, quick out,
Job is done.
and then kind of moves the shirt over. He's gonna take off his. I'm not gonna use my jacket. I'm gonna take one of her pieces of article and just kind of cover up the wound.
I pull my big straw hat off that I wear and I give it to him and I go, use this, please.
Over towards the face and the torso, covering it all.
Wait, what does Astra's head look like without this straw
I imagine
hat?
a normal one.
Yeah, she just got normal long
hair.
red hair. That's kind of got
Okay.
like an indent from wearing the
Yeah,
hat so
you've
long.
got hat hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody got anything they want to say? Don't feel obligated to say it out loud if you don't want to, but
Hop down in the hole. And I reach down for her hand where that gem is and I try to pull it out.
It falls right out into your hand.
Just squeeze it and lay her hand back down and
Roll me an intelligence saving throw.
Ooh.
yeah, buddy. Did you do this stealthily or
Razgar
Fuck no.
lives on.
Hell no.
okay? Just
Natural
wanna know if I
20
clocked it.
for a 24.
Okay.
I lean down and I kiss Joe's forehead and I say, I'll be back. Just wait. Very quietly.
Well, I ain't gonna climb down in there, but she changed my life. All of y'all did, but she in particular. For as mean a bitch as she was, she had a real kind streak.
Mm.
She snuck like her whole paycheck to me right when we got to the Red Mail, and I didn't know what to make of it at the time, but getting to know her a little, man, she had a real mouth on her, but she really was kind to the heart. And I'm gonna miss the shit out of her.
Mm. Zed's gonna kneel down. He's not gonna say anything out loud. He's gonna say some stuff in his head though.
Okay.
As he, it's about 15-20 seconds. He gets up and just kind of fighting back the emotions. Kind of just shakes it off. It's gonna give a little look to Ricky, just like a reassuring, if you want.
Yeah, Ricky will kind of nod. And I think if I still have Joe's hat, like from the picture, it looked like it was kind of like a floppy-ish leather one.
Oh, yeah,
So I'm
it-
kind of like
yeah.
rolling it up. Yeah, I'm like rolling it up in my hands, kind of holding it and like looking over the hole. I'm like, yeah, I traveled with. Oh, I've been traveling with Joe for a long time, and she was never nice, ever. But sometimes that was a good thing. Like, I was really sick once, and everybody was too nice, but Joe was mean about it. And I think I'm only here today because of how mean Joe was about it. And so I think her meanness saved my life. And I'm really gonna miss how mean she is or was to me. And she wouldn't like this, but it's important to me. And then I'm gonna take out some like cinnamon and nutmeg from my spice box, and I'm gonna like sprinkle it into the hole. I know this would be too fancy for her, but I don't know, maybe she can think about her palate now. I'll take a step back.
You know, she was only mean to the people she cared about. Anybody else she just ignored.
I'll kind of sniff. Yeah, and I mean, sometimes maybe I deserved it. I mean, there was that one time I think I killed her when there was the ghost and stuff. And just take a step back.
I didn't know her long, but based on what you all said, and all that matters when we die is the memory we leave behind. And the memory that Joe leaves behind for you all means that her life wasn't for nothing. And that's something.
She put her life on the line fighting for the living. It ain't more of a noble cause I could think of. We're not gonna let that go without the consideration and the remembrance of her.
That being said, and he looks down at Joe, whatever you find on the other side, I hope it's better than this place. Sleep well.
As you push the dirt over Joe's body, and the dwarves return from their reconnaissance, the sergeant conveys, "The area's clear. We can start making your way toward Gorgonfell. We have the means to repair the bridge. It'll take time, but it's the least we can do after all that. So we better start making our way there now before it gets dark."
Before we do that, let's give your soldiers the burial they deserve.
We will handle that.
He just nods. No, I can help with the bridge, expedite the process. Don't worry about that.
You do not look like much of a stonemason.
I have a little faith in me. And he kind of starts walking towards the Brahma.
You see the dwarves. The other two are still around the body of Soldier Rook. And you see similar but different means of disposing of the corpse. You watch as a fine red powder is being drizzled and just spread, powdered all over the body of the dwarf. And as it does, as all of you are making your way towards the Brahma, the sergeant and the scout circle around Rook as well. It's impossible to miss as you guys are heading to the Brahma and getting to it to go in. They send Soldier Rook up in a conflagration of green and black fire that extends to the roof of the tunnel.
I'm gonna pay my respects as well.
Is Comprehend Languages still up?
Yeah.
You learn from their conversations that Soldier Rook's first name was Darnhell. He has a wife named Wilha. He was a career soldier. They're going to miss him and his terrible puns.
Oh.
As time passes, as the last of the dead are put to their ends, you guys can begin to make your way slowly out of Mount Kespa, or Mount Ensum, or the Lonely Mountain, all of the various names it has and has had over time. And as you make your way out of the tunnel, it is a long, slow, and arduous passage, as it was before, on your way in. One moment while I pull up our splash. This will work. Before we proceed to the next stage of what is going on, I need a couple things. The first one, Zed, I need a wisdom save.
Mm-hmm. 17. Is this something I'm aware of?
You are now. You feel perceived, Zed. You get the scratch in the back of your head as if something has noticed you. You don't know what.
I'm in the Brahma, right?
Yeah.
Any feeling
You
of
would
it?
have
Just...
you would have had advantage on the saving throw, but you also had disadvantage on the saving throw, so it evens out to the straight roll.
Okay.
There's no other feeling aside from you feel like you're being watched.
Fortunate, I can. That's fine. I'll let it go. I don't know if I passed or not, anyways.
Astra,
Huh?
Are you still wearing Regal?
Sure am.
You see, floating above the Brahma, a tiny sphere.
I say to Regal in my head, you know what that is?
That is a scrying sensor.
Oh, someone's scrying on us, guys.
No, I just felt that, actually.
Well, I waved to it.
It's like being on a security camera.
I'm gonna say out loud, now's not the fucking time. What do you want? Knowing damn well they can't answer back.
Roll me an Arcana check.
Okay. Oh, bad one.
Go back. I tried to read my book.
Is scrying a warlock spell? Is that a spell you'll eventually get to cast?
I don't know if that's a specific subclass that you'd be able to get, but I don't think it's.
I don't think it
something I would
is.
be able
Yeah.
to get.
Okay.
No.
Ren, you're proficient in Arcana. You can.
No,
roll
warlocks can learn it.
Can they?
Okay.
Yep.
If it is a spell you can learn, Zen, then you would know, even with a 6, because it's in your spell list. The DC is 5. Scrying is either audio or visual. Video or audio. It's one or the other, typically. You can't really have both. So it's likely someone sees but doesn't hear, or somebody hears but doesn't see.
So I'd say that, and then just kind of fucking lick off.
The universal Anthian gesture
my-
of go fuck yourself, yeah?
Yeah, just kind of shake my head and flick off, like. And I would say that as well, kind of knowing that covers both options.
Okay. The sensor, you see it there. And if they can see or hear, based on where it is, Astra, you're aware they can probably see the Brahma and the ground directly underneath the Brahma and nothing else of, like, it wouldn't be very helpful, the angle it's looking at.
See.
We wouldn't have gotten a short rest either, right? By now?
No. However,
Okay.
a note, and this is the right opportunity to bring it up. Of my new home rules, the short rest home rule I've been considering implementing, if all of you are familiar with it, it is just you take a breath after battle. After initiative is rolled, after combat happens, all of your characters can take the effects of a short rest, restoring the hit dice and regaining your short rest effects, but without spending a whole ass hour doing it, because, frankly, short rests don't really make a whole lot of sense to me. I've been considering using this home rule in various games, and what do you guys think about bringing it to this one?
Down. Okay, I only need
Broski,
10
I'm a
minutes for a
warlock.
short rest.
I'm a fucking warlock. You know my answer.
Yeah, it's directly buffs warlocks and sorcerers. I know. I don't care if you guys want to use that home rule in this one, we absolutely
I'm
will.
down. Because I also
Yep.
get back wild shapes.
Okay, Pen, I need your opinion,
Yes.
and AJ, I need your
Yeah.
vote.
I'm fine with it.
Okay, so the rule for catch your breath is heroic recovery is in this game, which means you can click a short rest basically as soon as combat ends.
Nice.
Sweet.
In situations where you cannot, I will relay that to you.
With that being said, I'm gonna do the thing, get my sorcery points, restore a 3rd level.
As you guys are driving southward along the river, you've basically just left the mountain. I need a perception check from our driver and from Ren. So Zed and Ren, please give me perception checks.
Also, I'm gonna attune to her luck stone.
That's fair.
If everybody else is okay with that. I have one attunement item.
Go ahead.
Everybody cool with that?
Yeah, I don't think
I'm
anybody cares.
just like, I'm not trying to steal
that's
a
fine.
piece of loot from everybody.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know.
It's a perfectly round stone.
Like a
Okay.
like a cue ball?
Ren isn't probably going to say it, but I think that mithril half plate might be useful for him since he
You
has
can take
just
it, my guy.
a normal half plate, which gives him disadvantage on stealth.
Put it in your inventory. We would have
Alright.
thrown it to you.
Cool.
Magically fits to you. I'm taking it out of mine. Anything you guys want from that, feel free.
The pepper box has mysteriously disappeared.
Weird. Did the ammo go with it?
Some of it did.
Probably.
Because there was
So-
a ton of good ammo in there.
I'm gonna notice it's-
15 Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna notice it's gone, and as I'm like before we headed out and driving, as I'm going through my shit, I realize it's gone. I'm just gonna take the ammo and leave it out in the center console area, just as like a
Here. Just
like
take
I
it.
know I don't care. You got it. You've,
You kind
I
of hear
think you
quietly,
want it.
well, right then.
Happening.
Okay. So Aaron will claim the +1 ammo. All right. She will turn down the elemental ammo because she will basically say, I don't know if I'm good enough yet to justify not blowing myself up.
let
Props.
me know when you want it.
Joe did take a fireball to the face that other time.
Yeah, Aaron learns from your
Honestly-
mistakes.
Joe
Thanks,
hurt
at least someone
herself
did.
so much. I'm surprised she's not the one who took herself out.
Listen. Respect the
Learn
dead.
from my mistakes.
Learn from them.
With that perception, Zed and Ren, you roll the same perception roll. Okay.
Mhm.
As the Brahma is coasting southward on this side of the river, you see a little plume of dust ahead of you, rising above the horizon. It's getting bigger. It's approaching.
Do we point at the same time?
Yeah.
In unison.
Or we might have company.
It's remarkably small. It is a single plume of dust. It doesn't look like the sort of thing that would be created by a horse or by someone walking. It's too smooth and uniform.
Do I think this is like an animal? Like a
Roll nature.
not an animal. Yeah. Okay. 10.
With the 10, you've no fucking clue.
Aaron, be on guard in case we got something coming in hot.
You hear of the cannon turning into position. Astra, you're outside.
Nose deep in a book.
That's right. At this
I will
point,
probably be outside as well.
okay, Ricky, roll me a perception as well, but you have advantage because they pointed it out. Astra, you can have another hour on your book at this point.
She's burying her grief in books.
Damn right. This book and a
Shitty
conversation
books.
I'm gonna have on sleep, and then you'll understand.
Ricky, with that 17 in perception and the fact that you're not in the Brahma, you're like hanging off the side, you lean forward and you can kind of turn your head and shift as they've pointed out this thing in the distance that's approaching, and you watch as it crests one of the low hills and then dips. You are a native of Ceres.
Yeah.
You recognize this, but it doesn't make any sense to you. In the Serisian Desert, just south of where you have spent most of your life, Serisian dune gliders are devices that allow people to be pulled by Serisian wolves. You see a dune glider that has no Serisians pulling it, and yet it is moving faster than any Serisian dune glider you've ever seen. And it is moving towards you.
So I see it. It's a Seashon glider, but there are no Seashons, but it's moving really fast, everybody. But there
What
are.
the hell is that? Is that our tech, or we gotta be worried?
Would I know this?
No. You know this is something you've never seen before.
I mean, I can tell you the Seashons aren't very nice, so it's good because there's none of those.
Astra, I don't know if you have that crown on still, but hide it if not, if you do.
Okay.
I didn't know if you're still wearing the crown or not.
I was still wearing it. I can
that's
still
not
be attuned
something we
to it by having it in my pocket, though, right?
Yeah, you don't have to be
Wouldn't-
wearing it.
All right, just making sure it's a fucking crazy
You
item.
do
I
have
gotta
to-
double check.
You do have to have it equipped to use the
Yeah.
abilities, but
That's fine.
The irony
Yeah.
is, do you know what would have covered that perfectly? Her big
My
floppy hat.
Yep. Regrets. I'll get a new one. I put it away in the bag.
Yeah, we definitely should not be wearing that in public. Let's start with that.
so moving faster than the Brahma can, and suddenly skibbity
Don't you
skibbity riding over the dune in front of you,
I quit. I don't want to be here anymore.
trying
Scatting
not
right
to.
now?
You see there is a flash of yellow on top of this glider, and you see that this vehicle is being ridden by a small creature. A small sand-colored tabaxi.
All
One
gonna
that looks
double take.
an awful lot like Ash suddenly appears, not even 100 feet in front of the Brahma as it rises up over the hill, and it is going straight towards you.
Am I fucking hallucinating?
What are we doing here?
Oh, whoa. I'm gonna stop the Brahma. Please, somebody tell me they see what I fucking think I see.
Oh, cool.
Is it a ghost? I think I see a ghost.
That's what I think I see.
That
Is
is
it Ghost Regal?
what you see.
Is it a ghost regal?
I asked Regal if it's a ghost.
Hen,
Kill it with prejudice.
for the recording, and for everybody who wasn't here, everybody was, please
Just
describe your new character as
There
you
is-
ride up on the Brahma.
There is a wee little tabaxi on this this little glider thing, and it does look a lot like Ash, but maybe all sand cat tabaxis look like Ash? Maybe.
Wow.
That's racist.
Wow.
The fur markings are there. This person comes riding up, and they've got goggles affixed over their eyes because sand and high speeds. But when the glider comes to a stop, the goggles come up, and there's these big green-blue eyes, the same that Ash had. And this person is wearing Serisian military color. Like the coat is like one that someone in the military would possess. It's blue and gold. Um, they've got a big ass fuck you rifle on their back. And also a weird backpack that's metal and segmented, like it's articulated to bend and move, which is a little weird. And a metal collar on that has a big fire opal sitting in the middle of it. And when this cat comes to a stop and looks over the party, and the goggles come up, they say,
Hatch.
Rasgar's
Who the
Revenge?
fuck are you? As we
Nice to
flip up
meet
the
you
hatch.
too. What a charming introduction.
Oh.
I can see you, it does say Rasgar's Revenge on the side of your Brahma, so I'm going to assume I have the right people.
Well, we stole it and killed him.
Funny.
No, we didn't.
No, can I like kind of like? I'm assuming it looks like Ash, but we can obviously tell it's not Ash, right?
Oh, female
Now
voice
that it
coming
got
out.
close. Yeah.
It's not Ash, but it does look related or close.
Are you
Like
fucking with us right now?
I was told that Rasgar's Revenge was full of professionals, but I'm not seeing that.
Yeah, well, you know what? Never mind.
It's a
Yes.
pleasure to meet you. I'm Royal Inquisitor Bells. I am Ash's sister.
Holy shit! We thought we saw a ghost for a second.
Yes, we were twins.
Kind of. I apologize. It's been a fucking rough day. It's been a rough week. Quite a bit of loss. And this that would have been the cherry on top.
Out of character. How long ago did we bury Ash?
A
Did we
week,
burn
not
him
even.
up?
a week.
Not even a week. Yeah, a week. Yeah, okay. Fuck.
I don't know if you've been informed, but we lost Ash.
I am very much aware of my brother's passing,
Okay.
and
I
I
think
look forward
Ricky
to
would
asking
rush
you about him.
over.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Hello, tall woman.
I think Ricky rushes over as she's being told that Ash died and like is gonna give her a big hug and be like, I'm
Oh.
so sorry.
All right. Is this normal?
then
Is she normally
Put
like
her
this?
down. Like a really aggressive handshake. It's really, really nice to meet you. Ash told me so much about you and like all of the wonderful food you all used to eat, and he seemed to just really think the world of you. And it sounds like you're just a really amazing person. He would talk about you a lot.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate the condolences. Yes, he was a good man. I look forward to talking to you all about him and hearing his exploits since I last saw him. And about his death, I would really enjoy talking about that too. Well, enjoy is not the right word, but
You two are so alike.
I know. Well,
Well,
I got all of
hello.
the physical prowess and the social etiquette, but
You didn't
yes,
get
very
none
much
of that.
alike.
Yeah.
She nods knowingly. Can you all introduce yourselves?
Well, hello. I actually
I'm Ash.
didn't know who you were, but I am Renarin. Just so.
Yes,
Nice to
you were
meet
the
you.
relief sent after Ash's passing.
You know a lot. All right.
I'm a Royal Inquisitor.
I don't think I've ever met one of your kind, but
We're around.
it's a pleasure to meet you. And he'll like reach down and offer a handshake because
She'll
he's
shake.
very tall.
Mm-hmm.
Name
All right.
said, and I kind of just throw a little salute out.
She'll return the gesture. All right, said Renarin. She'll look at Ricky, up at Ricky, and yes, we've met, but can I get your name?
Yeah, my name is Ricky. I traveled with Ash for a pretty long time.
Good to know.
You a cop?
Yes, she
Uh,
is.
Royal Police Inquisitor. Soft ringing bells. You can call me Bells if you'd like.
I run straight now. You got nothing on me.
Is she part of your crew too?
Yep.
Okay.
With with the utmost respect, especially
Yeah.
because you are Ash's sister. What business are you here on?
Oh, it's a layered mission.
Start
You
with the
know,
first peel then.
it's good that you told
Primarily,
us. It's good that you told us you're a cop, because you're supposed to tell us you're a cop.
Yeah, that's what I was
when
gonna say.
asked, yes, I am legally obligated to tell you I am a cop. I'm an inquisitor. I'm not really one to walk beats and apprehend criminals on the street. I'm more
Don't
of
look
a
like it.
turn
Get your boots
over
dirty now.
evidence and solve issues, which is primarily why I'm here. Well, my first objective is to help in your capturing of Gorgonfell. That was my primary objective. But I was also sent
Yes.
here for another purpose. I heard you had some dealings with some ILF agents recently. Are they still in proximity to you?
That has been resolved and what is it? What kind of evidence are you looking for? I'm a little confused here.
Evidence? Are you talking about my
Mhm.
mission with the ILF?
Yes.
I'm hoping to parlay. Speak to them. If they're still nearby to do so.
It might be.
They might be.
Ren starts to look busy in the Brahma.
They might be nearby.
Mm-hmm.
Insight
Isn't
check.
the Brahma still jerry rigged with a backpack?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna insight check.
Actually, Ren just goes over to that and just like leans against it.
Trying to body block it.
Yeah.
Hold on. I think I have something for this. When you make an insight check, determine creature's lying treat a roll of 7 or lower as an 8. Oh, I rolled higher than that. Okay, 16.
23.
Okay. Well, hopefully we'll be able to communicate with them. Again, because that was a primary purpose for why I was
What
here.
you want with him?
To trade intelligence.
They're gonna fix the bridge they blew up. You can talk to them soon.
Fantastic.
She's coming with us. How are you gonna fucking hide that?
She is. She is. I'm not hiding anything. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't seen him in a while. Most likely around somewhere, but they like to stay out of sight.
They're sneaky little fucks. No.
They're probably
Pretty
watching
much.
you from a bush right now. We don't even know.
Most likely. Let's do this. We got some business we gotta take care of. We gotta get that bridge operational. You can
Right.
keep up on that thing. I'm sure you can blow past us on that, but stay safe as you follow.
I'll maintain
As
pace.
the hatch that's like right at the base of the cannon pops open, and finally Aaron like emerges. Oh, you're cute. Hi, I'm Aaron. I'm the Rasgar's Revenge's gunner.
Pleasure to meet you. I have great respect for people who can use guns accurately.
I certainly can sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Bells will gesture to the rifle on her back. Oh, would you like to compare shots sometime?
She like thumbs at the cannon on the Brahma, and she says, "I think I win."
Whew. I was talking about less firepower and more accuracy.
Nope. I go for quantity over quality.
I appreciate your honesty.
Gets the job done.
Well,
What's the story
shall we?
with that? Wait a minute. No, hold on a minute. What's the story with that fancy pants little knot horse glider sand runner thing? What's that about?
The fuck is that?
It's new Serisian military tech. I was actually hoping to barter with the ILF agents. Get something for something.
You're gonna give
I
him
thought
that?
they might. I thought they might appreciate this.
Oh, they're gonna love that.
So you have talked to them,
Yeah,
substantially?
Never said we haven't. They
No,
are.
I didn't accuse you of that.
They are actually good people. This side of the living. Keep that in mind.
Don't forget they tried to kill us.
Like she's looking
Dependent.
between Zed and Astra's conflicting stories.
Astra never
defended.
introduced herself, by the way.
I noticed. Or
They-
Bell
they-
has.
I'm gonna get out of the fire zone, and Aaron like just the hatch.
We'll talk to when we get to our destination. Did you see the blown up bridge? That's our destination point.
Oh yeah, Bell's was airdropped there.
Mhm.
Yes, I did. I was wondering about that.
Mm.
So we're
gave
circling
a-
back there.
Yep. We need to get that operational for troop falling a few days behind.
Yes, I was aware of that, and that sounds like a good prioritization. She'll put her goggles back down.
Let's head out. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
That Red looks over at that. Glider. Is it a single person or how many people can it?
So it
just
has
take?
one main seat, and it has like a second, like smaller seat attached to right, like a half seat.
A sidecar.
No, it's like
Oh.
a half seat
Behind.
on the back of the seat that already
I see.
exists that someone could hold on to, but it seems like it's primarily one person, but a second person could hold on to the back.
Oh, okay. Red just kind of like looks at it and goes, "Huh," and then gets back in the Brahma.
Okay.
As soon as we close the hatch, I'm gonna look at everybody else. I know that is Ash's sister, but I don't trust cops.
Me neither.
Keep that in mind.
Y'all found me in a hole because of one of them. So
Mm.
Listen, in my
but she is cute.
not all cops are bad, but she's just doing a job. Let's give her some slack or cut her some slack. No,
That depends on how much slack she cuts us.
she
My
seems pretty amiable.
My experience is we got enough dirt on us right now for shit not to go our way, and she don't know us from nothing.
Yeah, what if she finds out about the crown?
Keep that in mind. No crown talk, Ash. And I'll kind of like peek the head out, crack the hatch, or at least kind of like knock to Astra. You heard that, right?
Turns the page loudly.
Take that as a yes.
Does the glider have a horn?
Yeah.
Beep beep. Are we going?
We're going. Like yell. Come on.
Probably shouldn't
Well,
use
Start
that.
moving.
She just
It's-
makes eye contact and goes beep.
So the Brahma, Razgar's Revenge, is not slow by any means. It can cruise along at about 45 feet when it's moving at optimal speed. The Duster, the little one-man glider, rockets around at 70 feet around. So at almost double the speed of the Brahma, you find yourself having to pace yourself to be even with the Brahma. And while before, just cruising along the undead-infested roadways and hills was probably quite enjoyable, now that you are keeping pace with the Brahma, you cannot help but feel a little exposed, as you do not have an inch of iron and wood protecting you from the elements and the undead.
She does, however, note Astra and Ricky hanging off the edges, and she's not alone.
Oh, yeah. You move faster than undead can, even at the Brahma's pace. But you do, there is like an inevitable kiting of undead that eventually, like, they catch sight of the Brahma and you, and they begin
Is
to,
there a
like,
cruise speed on this glider?
where you don't have to concentrate on the controls? Does it
Uh-huh.
have cruise control?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Damn.
It has full speed or none.
And I have to keep my hands on the whatevers.
Yeah,
The
you have to
handles?
control the
Damn.
vehicle. It doesn't have... Okay, so
I would have taken pot shots.
it functions with pedals, so you actually don't need to use your hands to drive it at all. You use your feet.
But I
like
could easily
backup.
take a pot shot.
Yeah. And what's up, Dooch?
Does she clock the dwarves at all while we're traveling?
No, that you don't even know where the dwarves are.
I was being yeah. I've rolled a deception, but I'm like, honestly, they're probably here.
they are better at hiding out here than you guys are. You don't know where they are.
If I wasn't
Uh,
reading a book, I'd ask the grass.
Fair. To drive the duster is entirely with your feet. The right pedal controls the right side, the left pedal controls the left side. You push down both pedals, it goes forward. You push down one pedal, it turns in the opposite direction. You let go of both pedals, it brakes. That's it. That's how it works. So your hands are free to do whatever you want.
Oh yeah, she would take a shot or two at undead if they're close
With
enough.
your rifle.
Oh yeah.
Roll me a D100.
Pulling a Joe.
Quality.
They're
Joe already.
already scooting
You're
by.
an artificer. Aren't you supposed to be smart?
How about you just eat shit and let me fire at stuff? 92.
Literally, oh my god. Like
Ricky.
Joe's still here.
Ricky,
Yeah.
you see as this duster is coasting along, like panning back and forth behind the Brahma. Every so often, you see this little tabaxi raise a fuck-all big rifle up to her shoulder and basically pop zombies and ghasts in the head as they are like moving to trail you guys.
As soon as she shoots, I'm gonna cast message to her. No more fucking pop shots as we're getting closer to our destination. You do realize that it draws attention, no?
If that's what you prefer.
She doesn't get a reply back.
Astro just mutters, "How does one so smart act so stupid?"
I go ahead and, like, with a 92, you have plenty to shoot at. So, help yourself, I guess.
I mean, after she's
Scalded?
she doesn't fire anymore. She's like,
I did specify as we get closer to our destination.
uh-huh.
Yep, you did. Okay,
I did specify that.
thank goodness for that. Okay. A moment, please.
As she breaks towards the bridge, pop. We here, bitches.
Okay. As we are approaching the bridge, it is getting dark. It's been a long day already. As you approach Gully Flow Bridge, it is getting into the evening. Which, you know, kind of makes sense considering how long a day you've had and everything that has happened. But finally, you pull into view of the Gully Flow Bridge, and I'm going to go ahead and move the map so you can see where you are as you arrive.
Once we get here, what's total time on the book?
It was an additional 4 hours to get here.
So 3 more since you got one.
Yeah, 3 more. How much more you got on there?
If I add 3 to this, it puts me at 39.
Out of...
48, I think?
Yeah, you're almost there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
40.
close.
I only got 2 days left to do it, though.
8 hours.
Well, yeah, that's totally doable.
9
Mhm.
hours.
9 hours more. All right. This is what you see as you coast into view of the Gully Flow Bridge. And somehow, across the river, where did they go? I was looking right at them.
They hid so well, you can't even find them.
My NPCs! No, for real, where the hell did they go?
Oh, look at a little Royal Bell token.
There's me.
There we go.
I like how
Just a little
Royal
shit.
Bell is even smaller than Aaron token, which thematically makes sense.
We got a tiny cop cat.
Tiny cat cop.
You see across the river, emerging
There they
from behind the trees, 4 dwarves, which, Bells, you immediately recognize as ILF. You see they have begun setting up when you guys arrive. They are setting up what looks like small ritual circles, and you see that they have stone cutting implements that they are laying out on leather wraps.
When the Brahma and the Duster have stopped, she'll look at Astra hanging off the side of it and say, "What are they doing?"
I dropped a bear on that one, and I point to the captain.
Great, but what are they doing?
We're gonna fix the bridge, and he points to the broken bridge.
The bridge that they broke.
Yep, they blew it up.
And we asked them nicely.
So they are amenable to a conversation. Fantastic.
They shot first, so be careful.
Fantastic.
Zed starts walking over without saying anything to anybody.
She'll scurry
Right.
after you.
I'll stand back for a minute.
She'll cross her arms.
I'm gonna take out the spell scroll fabricate, 4th level scroll.
Okay.
And from all of these little stones on the side, everything within, I'm going to cast Fabricate to try to recreate as much of the bridge, or at least the foundation across the middle, depending on how much I can actually do. Let me pull up the actual spell. Because I think there is an amount I can do. Spells. You convert raw materials and products such as fabricate a bridge from a couple trees, blah, 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 blah. Choose raw materials. You can see you can fabricate a large or smaller object contained within. It can either be a 10-foot cube or 8 connected 5-foot cubes. So what I was thinking is, how many is this?
4 in the shortest place.
So what I was gonna think is, like, I'm gonna do like the middle connecting to kind of give them a foundation to work with.
Okay.
So what
Sure.
it'll do is just two across, and then we'll just have to build out from there.
As
Let me
you
do
begin
it this-
that process, Iron Man is like seeing you approaching, and he says, as you've got the scroll out, "What is your plan?"
Get you started at least. Found solid foundation. Speed up the process. What you see.
Right.
Yes, I'm
Is
going-
that? He clocks the scroll you're looking at. I'm gonna roll for him. Okay. Good start. Work will be finished by morning with that sort of head start.
So as I start casting the spell, you're gonna see stones from like the left side, maybe a couple from under the bridge, just start
Sure.
getting
Yeah.
lifted up and forming into blocks that as they start moving into place, it almost as if they meld together as like a solid piece and connect both. Yeah,
Just like that.
that's exactly what I was looking for, at least to start.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it-
Fabricate just does that.
Yeah.
And it basically takes exactly the image that you had in your mind and makes it a reality. As these stones almost like form to mirror the stonework that the bridge originally was. An archway like half builds down into the water below. And as that foundation begins, Sergeant Ironband nods. This will help. This will help a lot.
Bills, stay here for a moment. Let me get an introduction going.
Before you depart, I'm getting the sense that you're the leader here. Is that correct?
We're a group. There's no appointed leader.
That sounds inefficient.
He walks away.
Oh man, been
They know-
rough for Bells.
Yeah, no kidding.
He decided to choose a cop when we're doing things that could put us in jail forever.
Yep.
Maybe
Like,
you could
we
talk
have-
to her.
I'm going to eventually, but like right now, he doesn't trust her. She's a fucking royal inquisitor, and
I'm just
we
a
have
little
dirt on us.
kitty.
We have dirt on us that could put us away for treason for the rest of our fucking lives. Okay.
But Ricky
Eh.
will talk to me.
Ricky
Ren's a
would
for-
talk to you 100%.
I mean, Ricky's ready to.
Ren's a foreign noble. He has diplomatic immunity.
Diplomatic.
Yeah, Ren don't give a shit.
Right,
Hey,
Bell sits on this edge here and waits for
Iron
said
Man's
signal.
like is looking at the tabaxi.
Mm.
I see you have more friend.
Royal Inquisitor, and I'm gonna cast Comprehend Languages on myself, and he probably gets the notion that I can understand if he wants to talk in Dwarven.
Right.
Royal Inquisitor, Serisian. Before we talked, I called it in that we made contact. I don't think there's any bad blood. I don't know her intentions fully, but she said that she wants to trade information, and I think it might be some tech that might benefit you. Do with that as you must.
You know, we don't tend to agree with Elravanian policies.
I get it. You have my respect personally.
And
Just man
you
to
have
man.
mine, which this is not personal.
That's why I said do with that info as you must, but I think there might be some nice tech in it for you if you want to hear her out.
Right. There is no harm in talking. I imagine we probably should have started with that before when we first encountered you.
Wouldn't be having to build this shit bridge now, will we?
No, we would not. I did not expect you to be so willing to put lives on the line for someone else's cause. So, we appreciate that.
Likewise.
You've earned my respect.
I'll go and I'll give him a nice firm handshake. Let's see what she wants. And I'll start walking over.
Really?
I'll kind of give her a nod.
Oh, I have permission. Fantastic.
Just, introduction is all. We had unfinished business I'd talked to him about. Put his life on the line for us. Keep that in mind.
So you've worked
Lost.
extensively with one another.
Wouldn't say extensively.
Enough
It's
to
been a day.
lose lives.
Unfortunately, yes.
Noted.
Both sides.
Noted. She looks like, can I cross daddy?
Inquisitor, if
Oh.
you would like some extra help. And he just pulls some magic on his fingertips and gives you guidance.
Oh, I see. You're one of those types. I always appreciate some support.
Mm-hmm.
She'll skitter across the bridge.
What language do you speak?
Common, Dwarvish, a thieves' cant.
Okay. You hear in Dwarvish, this individual, the sergeant, is talking to this red-haired mage. And as you're approaching, you hear him say in Dwarvish, appears to be some sort of technology they might want to discuss, so perhaps stick around. It might be important and worthwhile, especially for your eyes, if you don't mind. And then you hear the mage say, oh, aye, yeah, I'll be listening.
Is this one right here, Iron Band, is he wearing any signifier of rank in the ILF?
He's
that
a
she's
sergeant.
familiar with?
He's a leader. You immediately recognize that he commands soldiers.
So in perfect Dwarvish, well-practiced Dwarvish, she'll call out and say, excuse me, Sergeant, if you wouldn't mind a moment of your time.
He turns around with his eyebrows raised and he says, ah. You have my attention.
I was sent here for a very specific purpose. Well, several, but this one
Oh, I.
pertains to you specifically.
Me,
Right.
the person, or me, the representative?
The representative.
Of course.
I'm afraid we don't know you personally. Perhaps that's probably to your preference.
It has been my effort, aye. What do you need?
Rasgar's revenge made the uppers aware that they had made contact with, presumably ILF, and they thought it would be a fantastic opportunity to communicate with you personally.
Well, I'll have you know, Razgar's Revenge and me and my crew have made an arrangement to mutual benefit. They helped us, now we help them. Does
That's
that have...
great to hear. No, that's not a problem at all. In fact, what I'm here for is mutually beneficial as well, if you'll hear me out.
No harm in talking.
I was specifically instructed to offer tech for tech. I was given, and she gestures to the drifter next to the Brahma, this specific piece of brand new Serisian tech in exchange for something that you might find of equal value.
Oh, aye. You're offering a vehicle. We did see that skirting around the dunes.
Do you like how she handles?
It would not be my place to judge. He looks back at the red-haired mage, who looks at him and shrugs and nods. Copperback will take a look. What is it that you're hoping to gain?
Well, she eyes the backpack on, is it Durgy who has it?
Yeah, the jump pack.
I feel like that has some potential. Or something of the like.
A jump pack? Of course, your intention will be to take whatever it is that we offer in trade and bring it right on back to your big heads in Ceres.
I'm actually not going back anytime soon. At least not until they call me back.
Oh, so it'll be for your personal use.
See how it handles.
Carefully. They have a knack to be a bit unstable when they take too much trauma.
I appreciate the warning. That's in good faith.
Well, I do try to be honest and straightforward with everyone I do dealings with. As I'm sure
Insight.
your friend... Go ahead. As I'm sure your friends over there will comment.
15.
He doesn't look like the sort of soldier who minces words.
Bells appreciates and respects that and actually looks a little... There's like a smidgen of kind of like a brief flicker of resentment that may or may not cross her face. But she says, how about I show your man, Copperback, the machine?
But first things first. An introduction's in order.
Ah, yes, of course. Oh, you're asking me. I am Royal Inquisitor, Soft Ringing Bells. You may call me Bells if you like.
I'm Henley Ironband, but you can just call me Ironband.
A pleasure.
Kick! And he looks to Copperback and he moves forward. Hey, I'm Kick Copperback, but everyone just calls me Copperback. You had something to show me.
I certainly do. I hope you like it. She'll lead him
I
off.
hope so too. And he follows you. Ironband goes back to his crew, and Copperback is following you. You do notice, anybody with decent perception, the marksman is paying close attention to what happens.
Yeah. It's a trap.
All right, we flank him and we strike.
Good
Yes.
idea.
Now, Bells will go over the machine. She'll outline details about it that she would know that Pen doesn't,
Yeah, sure.
et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, Copperback is looking it over, and he begins to do lots of little tests that don't make sense to anybody but Bells as an artificer. He has these two crystals that are dull. They look like quartz crystals. But whenever they seem to both touch something that has an enchantment, they both glow blue. And the order in which they light seems to mean something, and you, as an artificer, which is why I'm telling you all this, lets you know that he can figure out which way energy is traveling by putting the stones in the right places. And he begins quickly reverse engineering without actually taking apart this machine and figuring out how it works. He does this for like 30 minutes.
She's with him the whole time, just talking emphatically about things that she understands that I do not.
Okay, well, this is
And-
happening. Yes, Ren?
Can Ren try to learn or pick up or learn what he's doing from a distance? I do have the feat Artificer Initiate. I'm more than happy to make a check to see if I
This
can
would be an
recognize
Arcana
what he's
check.
doing. Okay. Arcana. Not bad. 21.
Yeah, with a 21, do you speak Dwarvish at all?
Nope. He's just trying to figure out what they're doing and see if
So-
he recognize any.
With a 21, the first 10 minutes, you don't know what the fuck is happening. They're speaking Dwarvish. It's all very quick. None of it makes any sense to you, but what you're paying attention to is what this dwarf is doing.
Mhm.
And after that 10 minutes, you piece together that he's basically figuring out, like, what goes where on this vehicle and how it works. It looks like, to you, he's studying perhaps how to replicate the design or how to make something like it himself, or just understand how it was made, how the enchantments are placed, what they do, what the pedals do, how it makes it go zoom. He seems to be piecing it together, and with over those 30 minutes, while you don't understand how to do that yourself, you understand that's what he's learning how to do.
Okay. And then I kind of piece together what those two crystals are telling him.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're like volt testers, but for
Yeah.
magic.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
What is everybody else doing? Is that
I would like to talk to Ricky.
go for
I
it?
tell her not to talk to me, huh? I know. I'm onto you.
I'm gonna while they look busy doing their thing with that, Ricky, got to talk to you for a minute over here.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm gonna go out of earshot so they can't really hear what we're talking about. Now, Ricky, I know you were very close to Ash.
Yeah, he was always so nice to me.
He was. I really liked him as well. I need you to understand something, and I'm gonna say this very bluntly.
Yeah.
That is Ash's sister.
Right. Yeah, he told me all about her.
She is also a royal inquisitor. And
Yeah.
we have things, and he kind of gestured to Astra, that will put us in prison for the rest of our lives.
You just gestured to Astra.
Yeah.
Did she do something?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Ricky, Regal,
Oh. Right.
they can't
Okay.
know about it. At least not until we can trust her. I'm not saying she's not trustworthy. I don't know anything about her except that she is Ash's sister. She kind of seems like she's by the book type. I don't know. But I don't want to see us all go down for treason. For something that we had good intentions on.
Yeah. Okay. No, I understand. My job is to make sure she's trustworthy.
Correct.
Okay. I can do that.
Don't want any more bad stuff happening to us as a whole.
Yeah. No, I don't want that either. But I mean, she seems pretty nice.
She does. She does. You holding up?
Like that unexpected question will kind of like catch Ricky. I think you maybe like see me kind of like, my shoulders look curl and stuff, and I'll grab that like herb packet that I have and just say, take a deep breath. Yeah, no, I'm gonna be okay. Part of the job.
I'm here if you need anything. Also, I think you should have this. Do with it as you please. He's gonna take out the all-purpose tool. This was Ash's.
I'll
have it.
take it. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Put it away.
Let me know if you need anything, okay?
Yeah, I will.
Well, let's go. And he like makes like a. You can tell he's being like kind of fake about it. Let's go get to know her.
As that conversation finishes, Ren, what are you doing?
Hmm?
Aside from like watching this, is there anything else you're doing?
No, he's just kind of like, kind of trying to pick up on things from a distance. I mean, he's picked up some things from other artificers, so he just wants to learn more.
Sure.
Just
sure.
put other knowledge under his belt, and so when he figures something out, he'll like make a note of it.
Roll me an
And that's,
intelligence save, if you don't mind.
Oh, nice. Okay. I am not proficient in one of these, but we'll see what happens. Natural 20.
Natural 20.
That's 2 in a row.
You feel a prodding. Something alien. Something you've never felt before suddenly prods into your perceptions from somewhere else. It's as though the corners of your vision, it's as though little shadowy tendrils, but they're not actually shadowy. It's like there's like iridescent, pearlescent colors are filtering around the edges of your view. And when you turn to look and see what they are, there's nothing there.
Something happened to me? He's, he is going to.
Something happened to me?
What the fuck? He's gonna. This is not. This spell is not normally used for this, but I think he would do it since he knows the language of the spell. But he's going to cast Identify on himself and see if there's any spells affecting him.
No. No spells are affecting you.
What are you doing?
Is Astra asking Ren that?
Yep.
I just
When you look at
Something-
Astra, when your eyes look at Astra to talk to her, if even just for a moment to like glance up at her as you're speaking, that pearlescent, iridescent color that was just on the edge of your peripheral, it's now all around your peripheral.
Whoa. So
You-
hard to
okay.
explain, but something alien just tried to affect me, and now I can see on the periphery this pearlescent something. It's nothing's there, but I can just it's on the edges of my vision. I'm not under any spell. I just
I reach
checked.
into my bag to grab the stone I put in there.
Okay, you grab the stone. Roll me an intelligence save.
Do I know it's coming from the stone?
No.
Okay. 16.
Okay.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens. Nothing perceivable.
Does this glow? Is this glowing? And I show him the stone.
Is it?
It doesn't really glow. That's the wrong phrase. When the stone is in the center of your view, it's as though all around your vision, it is as though you're looking through a veil of pearlescent colors that swirl.
Okay. That might be the source of what's causing.
I tap on the stone
something.
like, hello,
You tap on the stone and say hello.
talked to you last time.
Ren, roll me an intelligence saving throw.
Oh boy. Wonderful.
I love that this stone is still around.
Another natural 20.
Another
Okay.
natural 20. Wow. Woo! Fuck this stone,
Let
I
it-
guess.
Fuck this stone.
Let it in.
As this
Let it.
happens, as he taps on the stone and says hello, it's almost as though that looking through a veil, that like color around your vision is like pulsing, like it's strange. And it almost feels like there's a pressure on your ears, as if someone is speaking, but you cannot hear them. It's as though the pulsing is with the pattern and rhythm of somebody speaking, but you cannot hear them.
Hey everybody. That came out of Joe. Yes.
Yeah, there's somebody inside.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey everybody else. Is that thing safe?
What did you say? Is that thing what?
Is that thing safe?
And
It is-
Are we
Astra,
around?
are
we
you
around to hear
reacting?
this?
Y'all are pretty damn close. You were just by like Ren was watching the dwarf look over the duster, so
Mhm.
y'all are pretty close.
I was there when it went into Joe's hand. Actually, no, I was still in the Brahma. I was in the other Brahma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were still trapped in the other Brahmas. The only person
I
who
don't know
really
shit
knew
about
about it was
Yes,
Astra because Joe talked to her about it.
Ricky
Yep.
was there when it
And
happened.
Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky was there.
It's obviously trying to communicate with me, but
Here, I'll
should
toss
I
it
let
to you.
it? He catches it like just
Roll me an
big
intelligence saving.
reflex. Oh,
This is
I
gonna
love
happen.
Let me in.
Am I like? Am I when I make these? Do I feel like I'm resisting something?
No.
Okay. Well,
What are the odds
There
of
we
a
go.
fourth nat 20? Who knows?
I
Real
mean,
close.
we're pretty fucking close.
Yeah, you catch it.
Okay.
It's cold,
Hello.
but with that same pulsing that is at the same like patterns of someone's speech, you feel it like slightly warm and then cool again. Just
What? Okay. What do you want? What does this thing want? Does anybody know?
To find
What is this thing?
someone worthy. It's been searching for a long time on something or another.
Okay.
Do I know
well,
its full lineage? Do I know? I know Joe had it, but do I know where Joe got it from?
yeah,
Yeah.
you
From
saw him
Razgar.
get it
There
from
when-
Razgar.
I was there for the whole thing. Okay.
So, just to refresh you, you knew that was the gem from Razgar's hand that was always embedded in it. Razgar didn't really talk much about it, but when he died, you were actually there when Joe grabbed it and it embedded.
Yeah. Okay.
Did she see it embedded in Joe's hand?
I think so.
It never came out
I
again.
think yeah.
So I
You
would,
know
I would,
that.
as people are asking questions, I would start with like, well, you know, the guy that our Brahma's named after. It started with him, and then I would share all of the stuff that
Okay.
Ricky knows.
I would tell them the conversation I had with the guy inside.
The guy.
All right.
That
Well,
dude.
I don't
Or
remember that,
that
conversation.
guy.
Thing, it, them, whatever's inside.
It's pretty much what Asher said before, looking for somebody for a long time, worthy, so on and so forth.
So, what does anybody not know what it wants? Like
Nope.
besides the worthy person, why? Okay,
It won't tell
what?
you unless you're worthy, so I don't know.
No, won't talk to me. Never
Okay,
tried, actually.
and it was embedded into a hand.
2 hands now. Maybe 3 if it gets
Dragonborn.
a hold of you.
Dragonborn wizard's hand, and then I guess Joe grabbed it.
I ask in my head, I go, Rico, do you... That thing undead, can you see anything with it?
The stone?
Yeah.
You hear, no, nothing.
You just
I
see
see-
Astra shrug.
Okay, so
But she's still listening to Rico. Everybody else just sees it.
I I don't know. Okay. He just kind of like holds it out in his palm. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Roll. Okay, you address the stone and you say this. Roll another intelligence saving throw.
Okay, I'm bound to fail one of these at some point. Okay. 12.
There you go.
Okay. There is a long pause. And then suddenly, you feel pressure in your mind. And you hear a voice that you've never heard before. You twist the arcane. You mold it to your fingertips.
Yes, partially.
You are only a fledgling in your practice. You could be more.
Yes, but you must know I am cheating.
No. I see your truths about it. I see the burden inscribed on your soul in pain. Do you wish it gone? Or do you wish to harbor it till it's stronger?
It's a difficult question.
Is it? Time and again I have been impressed at the tenacity and resilience of mortals. And yet, a simple question like this should not give you pause.
If you know where I come from, and you know what I've been through, you would know why I give such pause to such a question.
I know only of what I see. A mortal, scarred by the decisions and manipulations of another. Attempting to tame that which could be theirs, yet overthrow it at the same time. What do you want? Take it for yourself? Deny it? Or control it? Make it your own?
I've never had control of anything. Ever. It'd be nice to finally know what that feels like. If you're offering some sort of control, you'll need to show me what you intend.
For now, the most I offer you is a test.
That's one more test.
Well then, consider it begun. And you look down at the stone which you were speaking to, and it has set itself into your left palm.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Rasgar lives
Alright.
on.
Love that.
Okay.
Okay.
I am watching.
You wouldn't be the first.
Consider all others to be less important.
There's only one that was important.
Was indeed.
Like this thing.
So do I.
Is this a thing I know about, or do I just... It's in my hand?
It's an opal. It is pressed into
Okay.
your palm. You could try and identify it if you want.
I have no more spell slots.
Okay. Well, you have an opal in your palm.
Okay. Uh-oh.
A moment.
She
Hey,
was just- I
soldier.
was about to say.
Pen has
Hey,
returned.
soldier.
All right, so before we go any farther, you guys need to consider taking a long rest, setting up camp here. So, I assume there's going to be a watch order, and as you have begun this conversation, and Ren, you are pulled out of your reverie, looking at the opal in your palm, to Copperback, standing up and away from the duster and looking around at the rest of you. And in common, he just says, "Yes." And then he looks back to the sergeant, and he makes a gesture, which doesn't make sense. Like, it's not a symbol any of you have seen, but in Dwarvish, basically it's a thumbs up. But it's like a horizontal hand gesture. And so, Sergeant Ironback nods, and he goes to Durgy, and you watch as he unslings the jump pack from Durgy's back. Sergeant Ironband carries the jump pack over, and as he does, he says in common, "Whoever uses this, I warn, be careful about taking blows with it on your back. It can explode. It's meant to make you move very quickly." And as that happens, Copperback has hopped onto the duster, and he just suddenly fucking zooms.
Yeah, Bells looks a little longingly after because she was really enjoying riding that thing.
I so want him to just lose control and just ram it into a tree.
I mean, he seems to be adept enough that doesn't
Okay.
happen. But
All right. Fair enough.
Bells takes the jump pack if it is offered.
yeah, he's just holding it out.
We've seen one of those explode, so maybe someone who would like to be outside of the fight.
Thought it was for the cat.
Who's this?
I mean,
It was her thing that was traded for it, after all.
I would like to hold on to this until I understand better, if you would not mind, Renarin.
yeah.
Good.
Bells.
She'll take it.
The last
It's-
person we seen wear that and get hit on the pack is not even. There's not even a body part left.
I understand your warnings. I will look over it carefully.
And I was the one to... Never mind.
And
Bad timing.
with trade finished, we will work on bridge. We're gonna take trades and watches to make sure no undead sneak up on us. I would request you all do the same.
Yep.
Of course.
And Iron Band begins making his way back towards the bridge.
Well, it's getting late. Should we decide who's watching?
I don't know your journey. You want some rest early?
There was quite a scuffle getting me here, but we ended up coming out of it, presumably in one piece. Well, I'm not sure about my deliverers, but I did.
Oh,
Deliver us.
I
Okay, sorry.
would actually like to take watch with you if you wouldn't mind. And she looks at Ricky. Oh, and you too. She'll look at Aaron.
All right. I'm not in trouble, am I?
Not at all. I just wanted
You
to
have
get
to
know
tell
you
me if
better.
I am.
Of course I would.
All right. So I'm going to pull you over to Camp Watch Order.
Of course I'm going to take watch with the two people who will actually tell me things.
do we have enough for the? Yeah, we have enough for the other watches. That's fine. Do you guys want first watch?
Sure.
Okay. So you, Aaron, and Ricky take first watch. Astra, are you watching alone? Yeah, you don't have enough people. For
I
everyone.
don't have a choice.
We don't
Do
have
you
to
want-
roleplay it, but if there was time, Ricky would have made like dinner, commemorative dinner for Joe.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll for it.
Can I use that new tool I just got? Because it turns into cook's utensils.
Sure, it'll give you a +1 to your survival check.
Okay.
Astra, do you want
And
third watch
proficiency.
Because you'll get your full rest after first two.
I'm highly debating on not even sleeping,
I mean,
Ooh, it's a
you're
power
saving-
through.
just
You
to
said
read that
before.
whole book.
You can
Oh.
do 4 hours for third, and fourth. No.
Yeah,
You'll
I
still
think,
get exhausted.
Well,
You
I
keep-
have trance.
Oh yeah,
I
you're a
only need
fucking
4 hours.
elf. Never mind.
That's why I was saying. Do you want me to take second so you could
Yeah,
just
that's fine.
power through? Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, roll real bad.
Yeah, I rolled for shit. So
Do you want to
everybody, I just
re-roll?
I don't think you
use
should.
it.
I mean, this
I
is
don't
my
have-
commemorative death dinner. I feel like I am allowed to blow an inspo on this.
That you are.
I have
I don't
3.
think I've-
Just take one.
I've never felt more pressure for a cooking roll. Okay.
Roll again.
That should be a thing. A death dinner.
Okay.
See?
Look at that.
I had faith in you.
Thank you.
Okay. With a 19.
Yeah, so if possible, I make like some salted pork and beans, and I set it down in front of everyone, and I am like, this wouldn't be my choice, but this was Joe's favorite meal.
It was.
So, even though it's disgusting, this is probably what we should eat.
What was it? Chili? Something?
It's pork and
This-
beans. Classic
pork and
pork and
bean.
beans.
Oh,
Very Western.
Ooh,
It's
pork
got-
and beans.
Delicious.
You
It's
haven't
got
had
no-
pork and beans, and
And you hear Ricky like grumbling. It's got no flavor. She had
got
no
maple
palate.
and
She never
salt.
wanted.
brown sugar.
Sure does have salt. With a 19, it is delicious.
Wouldn't it be a
And
20 with the +1?
It would be a 20.
It's sorry, actually, it's a +2 all-purpose weapon or all-purpose tool.
Is it a +2?
Yes,
It is a +2.
Yeah.
Okay, so with a 21, it is delicious pork and beans made by someone who's
Bangin'.
kind of begrudging about it. It is sweet and savory, rich in flavor with like brown sugar caramelized on every bite of the beans. Like
Oh.
as simple as it can be, it is delicious. Roll me a d12, Ricky.
Pork and beans with some cornbread on the side. Mm.
Okay. You all gain 6 temporary hit points from eating Joe's death dinner.
Yeah.
That sounds so morbid.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
I think that should be a thing in real life. A death dinner.
I think a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we.
I said this is as close as Ricky can get to awake. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I guess a wake is a death dinner because people bring food.
Yeah. And so,
What kind of ways y'all been going to?
sad ones. As we get to the first watch, dinner has been eaten. Aaron, Ricky, and Bells are going to take first watch. First and foremost, please, I need a D100 roll from not me.
I mean, I'll do it.
Okay.
Do my soul. 66. Aw. I thought
You were so close to greatness.
I
man.
was really so excited.
All right,
Can I
roll me
reroll?
perception, the two of you. You want to inspire that?
I was kidding. 19 for perception.
Okay. Ricky, I need a perception from you as well.
Okay.
All right, Bells, you have the best perception of the three. You wanted to talk.
She does. After they've eaten their, everybody's going to sleep. They're sitting around presumably a fire. She would look at Aaron and Ricky and say, "So you both knew my brother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you close friends?"
He was kind of a hard guy to talk to.
Oh, I know. But he really meant well.
That's for sure.
And if you got to know him, he was cute. And his awkwardness.
That never came to mind.
Oh.
I like to think we were friends. He was always really, really nice to me. I tend to get hurt a lot, and he always took time to nurse me back after a fight or a battle.
His heart was in the right place. That's why he made a much better physiker than I did. And actually stuck with it.
Well, you're not one?
Yeah.
Oh, no. We were trained as physicers. It was our father's preference. And he succeeded. I found my interest laying elsewhere in the realm of artifice. Particularly dealing damage than healing it.
He was into some pretty boring stuff.
I know. But it mattered. It helped. Which is why he secured himself on a Brahma crew and I didn't. Here I am now.
Ricky's gonna look right at you, kind of like one of those kind of see-through things, and say, "So how was it though when you decided not to become a physiker? It always seemed like your father was a pretty strict guy."
Oh, he doesn't know.
Okay.
He thinks
Did
I'm a
Ash
physiker.
know?
No, he didn't either. It's not that I didn't feel like I could tell him. It just didn't come up.
You mean you didn't bring it up?
Same thing. I was recruited to be an inquisitor, and I took the job, and I found that a much more interesting use of my skills.
So you got a real hard-on for the law then, right?
That's not exactly how I'd put it. I think my skill set just suited the job well, and I found what I did interesting. I wouldn't say I'm particularly emphatic about the enforcement of law. I just care about my country.
Weird words from a cop.
You don't trust me, do you?
Nope. I don't really trust anybody, though, so don't take it personal. I trusted Ash to keep me intact, but I did not trust Ash to tell somebody about it.
Tell someone about it.
He had a bad way about talking to people. He put his own foot in his mouth a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when they first found me, I was in a real bad way. I was starving to death. I'd managed to get out of a tight spot, and he helped me heal up. But there were definitely nicer ways to, well, to be fair, Joe was the other one, and she made it a real problem. Look, let's just say I was a little slow to come around to these fucks, because it wasn't exactly a real nice meeting the first time. Joe could be a right hard bitch, and Ash just kind of made problems worse by not knowing what to say. It really kind of compounded the problem.
I see. Well, if you're concerned that I'm judging you based on your past, which you were pretty upfront with immediately, that you've gone straight. I don't actually care about that.
They said the slate was clean as soon as I signed up.
Precisely. I've worked with many former criminals and current criminals. I think knowledge is power, and I think I know when to use it and when not to.
You mean when to hold dirt on people and when to use it for blackmail?
If you want to interpret it that way.
That's what you said.
I don't see any value in making problems because you used to do illegal things. That has nothing to do with what you're doing right now.
Then,
Right now, you're part of this crew and you're keeping these members alive, and I hope that extends to me when the time comes.
well, I mean, I kind of just do what Zed tells me to do, except for when I don't
So
want to.
he is the leader.
I mean, he'll never accept that, but he seems to have the best mind for this, so
That's good to know.
he kind of says what to do, and generally, like, if someone didn't want to do it, we would speak up, but it seems to be the best option, usually.
He seemed a little hesitant to speak to me directly.
You're a cop.
Right. That just makes me feel like you're doing something you feel like you're scared to admit.
We drive around killing people.
Under orders.
Right, but I mean, that doesn't exactly weigh lightly on the soul.
Sure, but I'm doing something difficult and I'm doing something I feel guilty about.
I don't have any guilt.
Then you shouldn't be worried.
I mean, I was worried till I saw you rolling around like an idiot, popping shots out in the wilds.
I thought you could respect someone wanting to have a little fun.
It was fun, like, the first 10 minutes, weeks ago. It hasn't been much fun since.
Forgive me, I haven't had a lot of field experience. I've been in cities mostly.
Oh. So, you're fresh out here.
You could say that. I actually would like to ask you a few questions.
Well, before you do, just so you know, it sucks. Like, everything's trying to kill you out here. It's real horrible.
Right.
And
I
it's
feel like-
gross, and it smells bad. And there's people that walk around when they're full of holes they shouldn't be. I'm sure you're accustomed to that, but that makes them smell so much worse. Just, the smell's awful.
I feel like
And it is awful. Literally.
it may take me some adjusting
Oh, I
to
bet.
get used to the straightforward way in which enemies fight. Here, I was more accustomed to people trying to stab me in the back quietly.
Oh, no,
when I was
out here,
working in the cities.
they don't care how close to dead they are. They'll still try to kill you. You could blow someone in half and their half body will come crawling after you. Frankly, it doesn't really feel fair, but it don't matter. They'll still try to kill you. It is the worst.
I appreciate your honesty.
You're welcome.
Ricky will quickly pipe in, but you don't have to worry about Ash being one of those things that comes after you because we took care of it so that won't happen.
I was actually going to ask about that, about his death.
Oh.
I knew he passed, but there wasn't a lot to go on as to why or how.
Aaron looks at Ricky.
Ricky hangs her head as the player tries to remember.
Do you want the quick recap?
Yeah, I'm so sorry, everybody.
No worries.
We were in that hidey hole. So what we know as players is it was his shift. Somebody didn't wake up. I think it was me, and
Yes.
we came back, and the only evidence we saw was the goop that
Yep.
we determined was of fiendish nature,
Infernal venom.
and infernal venom. And other than that, he was like shredded.
Got it. Okay, thank you. Yeah, light bulb went off.
We also
so
we found 3 sets of tracks that were not his, and they were
So-
humanoid.
okay, Ricky just like not burst into tears, but it's been a big day. So like
Oh.
tears just start streaming down Ricky's face. He says, I'm so sorry. I always, because he was so nice to me, I always tried to protect him, but it was overnight. It was on a watch, and I wasn't. I don't think anybody was there, and we don't know. We don't know what happened. We found him in the morning, and he was dead. He was something ripped into him. I don't know much about it, but I know the others they found tracks. I think three humanoids, and something about it seemed infernal. And just tears coming down Ricky's face.
I think you'd get like a little cat paw on top of your hand. I see that he meant a lot to you, or at least that you cared.
Yeah, I'm so sorry I couldn't protect him
You
that
said he was
night.
alone. He was on his own shift. What could you have done?
Ricky will just kind of hang her head.
Can I tell you something? I suppose private.
I can leave if you need.
No, both of you.
All right.
It's fine. I'm here to help you secure Gorgonfell. I was here to talk to those ILF agents. But there's another reason I'm here. I basically begged to be assigned to your crew because I want to figure out what happened to him.
Makes sense. He was Ken.
He was my twin.
Twin Ken.
And
Ricky
our parents are pretty shattered by his passing. So I want at least closure. And if I'm going to be honest, vengeance.
Suddenly, Aaron, like, slaps Ricky on the shoulder, and she says, "Didn't we see, like, you said fiendish, but we saw a bone devil looming about one of the farms on our way to the bridge. We saw that, didn't we? Where was that at?"
Ricky will shake her head and say where it was.
It was about a day or 2 days ago, right before talking to the, before our meetup with the dwarfs, after the whole bridge explosion thing.
Right, a couple days ago. Back before the gully flow.
Can Bells think back, is it common for bone devils to be roaming this area?
Not at all. Devils are never doing a thing without a purpose.
I see.
They're not demons. They don't just kind of go about and have a good
rampage.
time. Yeah.
And if Bells thinks back to what Ricky said about the infernal venom that was found at the scene of Ash's death, does she know what kind of infernal creature may create such a substance?
Roll Arcana.
Okay. Terrible. This is part of my investigation. I'm gonna re-roll that.
Okay.
Terrible.
That's a good Arcana plus.
Yes. A dirty 20. That's a lot better.
With a dirty 20, you know that there are only a few devils that are known for having venom. Bone devils are one of them. Bearded devils are as well, as are chain devils.
Okay, you saw a bone devil.
Yeah.
About 2 days out. And
I thought that was weird as hell.
it is very strange. And infernal venom at the scene of Ash's death that doesn't feel like a coincidence to me. That doesn't mean to say that bone devil you witnessed is the same one who did anything to Ash, but I don't feel like those aren't connected.
It just, that bone devil that we saw was real big. Like he was like towering over the farm that he was rampaging. And I feel like it would have been, like, we were on watch, but we were asleep. Like, how could we not have woken up if a big fucker like that was...
I don't think they're the same thing, but I don't think they're not related. Devils don't behave impulsively or without a plan. So the fact that there are devils enacting some sort of agenda in this region of Ceres is concerning to me.
I haven't fought devils before.
Well, we might just have to in the future.
Are they strong against a cannon?
I don't think anything is strong against a cannon.
That's what I was hoping you'd say.
Thank you for both talking to me about Ash. I hadn't seen him in some time, and I regret that he died alone.
We too. He was a nice guy. Weird, but nice. Saved our asses multiple times.
Well, hopefully I can fill some of his shoes.
He also was a hell of a stitcher. Like, if you ever got a tear in any of your clothes, it was right back up like it never happened.
I'm not on par with him, but I'll do my best.
Yeah, you know, one thing you could do maybe differently is I'm very grateful during battles he would heal me, but a lot of times he'd shoot me with a dart and I wouldn't know. So maybe if you do that, you could just give me a warning.
I don't have quite the same skill set, but I do
Okay.
have means of administering some healing in battle.
Can you fix the Brahma? Because this thing
Yes.
takes a beating all the time, and he was super good at, patching it back up, but...
that actually reminds me.
And you could drive it. We have the blocks for you.
Oh, fantastic. I was working on shoes, actually, to extend my reach, but if blocks will suit for now, I was actually going to ask you if you had any of his personal effects.
Yeah, we
If I
got
might be able
some
to
of
have
his
those.
stuff, I think. I didn't do anything with it. That was kind of off limits. I didn't appropriate any of that.
Right, like weapons, armor, tools.
I think Zed was keeping track of that. You'd have to talk to him.
All right, I will. It's just, it'd be nice to have something of him.
Right. I mean,
Maybe
it's
put
all
it
right.
to use.
Generally, the way I look at things is either it's my problem or it's not. And if it's not, then I just ignore it.
It's a good trait to live by. He had an all-purpose tool. He got it from our father when we graduated. Did you lose that?
Didn't Ricky use it to make the beans? And...
Yes.
Ricky looks around and then kind of eyes you and says, "Can I trust you?"
With his all-purpose tool?
Well, I mean, I might know where that is, but I just mean in general, can I trust you?
She's a cop.
And I must be honest, I have this crew's best interests at heart. I want us to succeed. I want us to survive.
Okay. And then I'm going to slowly take out the all-purpose tool and start to hand it over. And then, before you can, take it, say, if you really have everybody's best interests at heart, then you'll let me keep cooking with this.
I think that should be just fine.
Okay. And then I'll hand it over to you.
I'll say that what comes with that little hunk of jade is the broken bits of Jasper too
Oh.
that he recovered from it dying that one time.
We had a letter as well with the tags, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think you have that though.
Yeah, I know. I just
I'll
wanted to make sure.
get it off you later, hopefully.
So, as this long rest conversation kind of slows and finishes, I've rolled your encounter rolls for the rest of this long rest, just to see if I needed to skip for next session, and nothing happens. So, you guys level up.
Hooray!
I can finally fly.
Very
You can fly.
But if there's other RPs that you want to have, they can't really happen except for between Ren and Astra. Though I'm sure Astra will be really receptive as she's mushing her face into a book.
Well, I'm gonna have one with
With yourself?
No, I have a friend to talk to.
Regal. All right.
Yeah.
Then we
I
will
wanna
handle
You can do
that.
that next time.
We'll handle that next session.
No,
You guys-
now.
Nope, we're going to do that next session. So, as we wind down, we're going to go ahead and say that you guys can spend the rest of the session leveling up as we say goodbye to Joe
Bye, Joe.
and say
Bye,
hello to Bells. Look at that cute fucking art.
I literally have better art. You just chose the sillier art.
I did.
The
Ha!
other art is the mouse. The other art is the mouse
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like you take a closer look, and instead of it looking like a dorky little chibi, it's like, oh, that's what she looks like.
Yeah.
I like both a lot, which is why I've used both. Okay. As we come to the end of the session, of course, as always, we must go ahead and get to players' votes for inspiration. So as you guys are puzzling over your level ups, we're going to start at the top. AJ.
Oh gosh. So I guess maybe I don't know if this will feel like a curveball or not. I would like to give it to class. And the reason is I really enjoyed the conversation between Ren and whoever is in the gem. From a player perspective, I feel like I've been kind of waiting to learn more about Ren, and I thought there was like a lot of really good, just little like tidbits dropped there about the character. So I really enjoyed getting to know Ren more in that moment.
Oh, thanks.
All right. Speak of the devil, class. Who did something you liked?
No, the devil. Too soon.
That's tough, man. Just everybody. The pain that Astra was feeling, the letter from Joe, Bells coming in and being else. Just oh man.
So it goes to Aaron, right?
If I could, that conversation with Aaron had me fucking dying. I muted up for it, but I was cracking up.
You know, actually, I think just everybody had a really good moment. But the one that stands out to me is the pain that Astra was feeling for Joe. It felt real. So, yeah, I'll give it to Astra.
Okay. Dooch.
I have to give it to Ricky. Ricky had me fucking cracking up with just all of her responses and the shit out of left field, and I really thought she shined on Ricky on this session. It was great RP wise. There wasn't like a lot, but everything you said was fucking amazing.
Thanks. I've missed playing Ricky, so thank you. That was fun.
Yeah, no, it was good.
All right. Pen.
I mean, there was a lot of really good moments. I want to give a shout out to Zed for being the reluctant leader, or like the leader who won't be acknowledged as such. But he's playing him in such like a believable way. Like, of course he wouldn't trust this cop rolling up, and he's just trying to keep his team safe, and he wants to gauge everything. Like, I respect when there's a new player or a new character, and like you don't just kind of like hand wave the we're gonna all get along because we have the meta knowledge that we're a team. Like, it makes sense for Zed to be a little hesitant with the current circumstances, like what they've done and what they're going to be doing. Like, that's, you need to trust a person to give them this information. Like, Renard had no horse in this race when it came to Regal, but Bells probably does. So I guess we'll just have to see.
Yep.
Ultimately, I want to give my point to Astra, though, for obvious reasons. I knew that letter was going to suck. I had it written, like, I think a couple weeks after we started playing. I was prepared because of how lethal Echo was making this. And I wanted to talk to Zed about... Joe was going to be like, I don't know how to handle the situation with Astra because I think I like her, but I was also engaged at one point. And I'm not sure how to reconcile that. She was trying to talk to you about that when you laughed and walked away.
Thought we'd have more time.
What really kicked me in the dick was Aaron going, "Come on, you liked her, just fucking read it." All right.
And like imagining Astra reading that out loud is insane.
Oh yeah.
That's why I was
That-
like, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Like it wouldn't have made sense for Joe to have like addendum to this letter
Nope.
with like new words because she didn't think she was gonna die the next day. Like this was a very new development between her and Astra, and then she died. Well,
she most certainly did die.
and I really like this little detail of before burying Joe, like the insistence on leaving Joe in a place that they'll be able to find her again and saying like I'll be back. What the fuck is going on there?
I also left my hat so I could find it.
Yeah, what do you have planned, you little freak?
Well, if Astra lives long enough, you'll find out.
Okay.
She is a druid.
She is a druid, so but
Just
how is
love
she
it.
gonna if she's gonna like reincarnate her or revivify her in some way, how is she gonna reconcile that with like
True resurrection.
yeah, well, we'll see. But obviously causing your character an immense amount of emotional pain. I'm gonna vote for you as compensation.
Well,
Alright.
thank you for scarring me and trying to make it better.
Speak
Yay.
of the fellow, Simic.
Oh, I'm just a fellow, eh?
Yeah, because I want to make a devil pun.
Rats.
Yeah.
I was gonna give it to Zed for the whole scrying thing. I don't know if you could see me or hear me, but just in case, fuck you twice.
Eat shit.
Okay.
I like bells. I do.
Thanks.
Bell's
Zed
is
doesn't
great.
like cops, but I like bells so far.
All right, so Simic, you have the player's vote for inspiration. Well done.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you guys for playing with me tonight, and to those of you who are at home or at work watching, hi Pan, hi Emily,
Hi,
hi
Pan.
class, hi everybody. We
everyone
love you
else.
all, and I wish you all a good night.